I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is another paid request for Greater B. Thank you so much for that. If anyone is interested in requesting pretty much any type of video, it could be random, review, topic, list, re-review, what have you, feel free. You just send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now this is for Love and Basketball. Came out around the year 2000. It's produced by Spike Lee. Directed by this lady. I haven't seen the other films she's directed. I believe this was her first film. And pretty decent flick. Like a lot of films Spike Lee's involved with, either he's directing or ones he's producing, they all tend to be very lengthy. Like 2 hours or 2.5 hours. And I'm thinking, you know what, you just shave 10-15 minutes off some of these films and it wouldn't hurt anything except maybe improve the pacing a little bit. That seems like a common thing I talk about anytime Spike Lee's involved, whether he's directing or in this case producing. Just The Best Man, he produced that. I thought that film was a bit too long. Same thing here. But I would say between the two, I got a bit more out of this than The Best Man, because that was the other film Grade B wanted me to review. I think because I am into basketball, I haven't seen actual basketball in a long time, but I do love the sport. I'm not knowledgeable on it. People could out fat me in any way on the knowledge and history of basketball, but I like watching it. I like watching it in movies as well as real life, because it's such a fast-paced sport with a lot of action and skill. Not that other sports don't have skill, but just basketball always appealed to me. And that's the background for this love story, which is, I guess in a way, one movie to reference is When Harry Met Sally, because it's about these two who meet each other, and throughout the years they keep meeting up with each other, and they're together, they're not together, they're together. Again, a little bit of that When Harry Met Sally thing. And I thought what really helped the film was the two main cast members, Omar Epps, who I enjoy. I've seen him, he was on the TV show House, which is a favorite of mine. Been in a lot of movies. And Sanaa Lathan. And Sanaa Lathan, she's much better here than she was in like AVP. When I watch Alien vs. Predator, I go, that lady is awful. She's wooden. She's, ooh, I broke her nail, dead white. She's so terrible. But she's pretty good and strong and independent here. So maybe it was the writing, maybe it's the direction of AVP. Like if you took this attitude of a character and put in AVP, it would have been a better role, a better performance. So I don't know what the fuck happened. Like this is, I would say, the best role I've seen her in. I'm like, the girl from AVP? Go figure. And this was before AVP, so maybe it does showcase a bad script can't fucking save you. Unless, you know, I mean, Al Pacino is one of the best actors, but he couldn't say fucking 88 minutes, that piece of shit, with a shitty director. Or Righteous Kill, which sucked, so a good script does help. But it goes through these time periods, 1981, when these two are kids, and how they first meet up, and playing basketball. Oh, you're a girl. Oh, yeah? And she shows him up in basketball. It's a pretty fun soundtrack involved throughout the whole picture. Omar Epps' character, when he's a kid, his father's played by Dennis Haysbert from Major League. And all those car insurance commercials. Was it Allstate or something? I forget. I've seen it so many times, I should remember what the fuck the commercial was. And it also involves their two different families. I mentioned Omar Epps when he's a kid. His father, when the kid's like, I can't do shit. Hey, don't say that word. Can't isn't in vocabulary. Hey. And then the mom gets mad at him. Oh, by the way, don't say shit either. And then on the flip side, Alfre Woodard plays Sanaa Lathan's mom, and she wants her to be less of a tomboy and more like a girl. Don't worry about basketball so much, but this is her dream. And they bond as kids, they fight. At one time she pushes her over and gets her this scar, but she's proud of it. And then next time we see them is 1988. And this is when we actually get Omar Epps and Sanaa Lathan playing these characters. And they're going through school. Sanaa is a character who has an attitude during games, and she gets benched for it. And she's like, man, if I was a guy, no one... And I kind of agree with her. Like, she didn't really do a whole lot to deserve to get benched, but it's one of those things where in her category they have to do and not do certain things, play by certain rules. But I remember when she got benched the first time, I'm like, what the hell did she do? She didn't do anything. Unsportsmanlike. She looked at her. Unsportsmanlike my ass. Shove the whistle up your ass and sing Dixie. Zippity fucking doodah for right here. But anyway. So I understood her frustration. And I said, her mom, Alfre Woodard, wants her to go out of being a b-ball player, but she's adamant to it. But her and Omar Epps are still good friends. He's always dating these girls. At one time, they're riding together from a game. And, oh yeah, you got another note from another hoe. Oh, why she's a hoe? Because she's going out with me? No, she's a hoe because she's sending her coochie through the mail. So I like some of the dialogue. Again, the best part of this movie is the chemistry and the two, Omar Epps and Sanaa Lathan. I thought they worked really, truly well together. You could see that they've been friends for a while, and they have a nice bond with each other, nice back and forth with each other. In this type of film, chemistry is essential. I thought they had that, and then some. And you understand her frustrations. You know what? You talk smack and you get pat in the ass. But because I'm a female, I get told to calm down and act like a lady. And here, in lesser hands than today, it would be this big fucking feminist movie where all the guys are pieces of shits. And then some. In this case, it's handled much more fairly. And there's some interesting shots, like during the game. It kind of shows her POV, and we hear what's in her mind, what to do, what not to do. And each of their ups and downs, like her, she accidentally holds someone, screws up, loses a game. They each have a date, it doesn't go well. They make love. Then the movie's put into these quarters, you know, like a game. The first quarter, second quarter, the third quarter from 1988 to 1989. That's when they're in college, they're going out together. They're both having their own basketball careers going on during college. And then she's rising up and he's falling down a bit. Because with Omar, he finds out his father's been cheating on his mom. And there's a nice moment where the mom reveals what's going on, and Omar Epps goes, "Don't cry, Ma. Don't cry," and hugs her. That was a nice little emotional scene showcasing the... Because Omar Epps, like I said, I've seen him in quite a bit of stuff. He got killed in Stream 2. He's an underrated actor. Underrated actor. Like I said, the thing I keep thinking of the most is House MD, because I watched that entire show when it was on air. Getting a big fan of it. And I thought he sold the emotional portion of that scene I talked about fairly well. And like I said, the two leads have good chemistry. They play a little bit of strip basketball. The way they interact and play around with each other. You could tell that, okay, you could buy of them being a couple. And so because of what he finds out about his dad, which is funny, Dennis Haysbert and Omar Epps were together in Major League 2. Because Omar Epps took over Wesley Snipes, who was in the first Major League, so that's another film he was in, Major League 2. So it's kind of a Major League 2 reunion. Because we all love Major League 2. But I mean, it sucks, but this is better than Major League 2. That's not saying much, but it's still something. And I guess the way the movie plays out is he's wishing the girl was with him more as he's going through all this stuff. But she's like, no, I got... The reason I'm hesitating is this is the one flaw I have with the film. I think more should have been done in this section. Because they're sitting down having a conversation. She says she needs to go because of curfew. He's like, I want you to stay. She decides to go. It's this one time. And this one time, he has to bug up his ass about it. As he's not doing well in basketball, but she's doing better and better. He's going to drop out and go pro. And no longer wants to be with Sanaa Lathan. Because he didn't listen to him cry one time. That's why I'm like, really, movie? Really? If this was a series of events that it built up to, as in, okay, that one time, he lets her go, but if he tries a second, and a third, and a fourth time, and each time she's like, I'm too busy, and each time was an excuse. Oh, I'm late for practice. Oh, I gotta meet the coach for something. Oh, I gotta run drills. If it's like 4, 5 times, and it's still doing it, as he's getting worse and worse at basketball, and, oh, I can't make it tonight, maybe tomorrow, and then she forgets. Listen, like, you have a series of events, and then he goes, okay, I'm fed up, done. The fact they make it one time, oh, boo-hoo, she didn't listen to you cry one fucking time. And now you're like, no, I'm done. I did, you have an issue with your dad, that's one thing. But with you... Yeah, maybe she could have listened to you that one time. But the fact it's one time and you have this bug up your ass, it's like, come on. You're acting like a pussy, dude. Don't act like a pussy. She didn't listen to me cry one time. If it was 5, 6 times, maybe you have a case. But one time? Grow a pair. Grow a pair or something. Or steal something from your mom's or fucking purse. Grow a pair. Omar Epps. It's not the actor, it's the script. I think the script failed the character in that aspect. I'm like, come on, that seems very pussified. Pussified. And then in the next scene, we have, or the next section is about 1994, 95. He goes pro in the Lakers, but then he immediately gets hurt, hurts his ACL, fucks up his knee. She is away from basketball, being probably going to be working at a bank. And he's like, really? You don't do that? That's another thing. I would like to have heard more of Omar Epps, like, really chastising her, going, you don't give up your dream to work at a fucking bank? Is that what you don't do? Huh? You don't be a seller, work at a bank, even though you love this stuff? Like, Omar Epps need to be a bit of a stronger character in his third act. But then he's ready to get married to someone else, and she goes up and says, we'll play a game. If I win, this happens. If you win, this happens. They play the game. But ultimately, they decide to be together. They get married. She's playing ball. He's with their kid. The movie's over. And that's the thing, like, Omar Epps, they needed to do a bit more rewriting with his character. Don't make him a pussy that after one time, it's like, we're done. Have a series of events with her, like, build up of that to end that relationship. Have a really chastise her you shouldn't be giving up on your dream. Oh yeah, well you dropped out and went pro. You needed a very butting heads, even more so, like they did when they were kids. When they were kids, they were fighting button heads. Here, they really needed that. Maybe they thought the basketball game would summarize that, but I think you really needed that. That's the thing. They really needed this butt in the heads, and then to go into the final basketball game, where the emotions are high, and emotions are running even higher and higher, yelling at each other. Fine, we'll play this. You see this? We'll fucking play this. And maybe put the F word there. If you need one F word, we'll play a fucking game. And then you don't. I think that would just make that more of a stronger scene. Stronger, more emotionally satisfying finale. Maybe I'm alone in that. But still, with the soundtrack, the actors, the chemistry between the two leads, being a fan of basketball, all those combined, I did overall enjoy the film. I did have some flaws with the script, a little bit with the pacing. I don't think this needed to be 2 hours. Spike Lee, I don't care if you produce or direct in, learn a little bit about editing, just saying. But overall, I did like it. I did overall like it. Not a bad film. If you like love story films, basketball films, it's worth a look. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.